everyone, this is Mindy Eggen and welcome back to my channel. I have a fun little Christmas card to share with you tonight featuring some new products from Gina Designs. Now I want you to take a really long hard look at my background here, that stamped floral image in the background of my card, because my lighting is really bright in the video for some reason today and it's hard to see in the video. So it makes a great watermark background, but it's hard to see on camera. This is the stamp set that I used to create that background, and it is a brand new, beautiful background stamp called Floral Delights. I'm so excited to see a new background stamp from Gina Designs. Now, this is a clear background stamp, and you have to be careful when removing that clear acetate from the stamp. You don't want to pull the stamp off of the acetate. You want to pull the acetate off of the stamp. Otherwise, you could risk stretching your clear stamp. So that's what I was showing you there, just being really careful. Take your time removing that backing sheet. Now I'm going to place this in my Misty stamping tool. No need to remove the foam because it's a clear stamp and not a red rubber stamp. And this is the first time I'm using it. So what I'm going to do to condition this stamp set is ink it up really well with Versamark. You can use any clear sticky ink. I just happened to grab Versamark. And then I took a rag and wiped all of that ink off to help condition that stamp and give me better stamped results. I placed my Misty, what is this, like a sticky mat that I placed in here from My Sweet Petunia. I placed white cardstock in there that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So my cardstock is going to stick to that sticky grid and not move when I stamp down. Now I am stamping in Whisper ink, which is super, super light. I stamp it about 3 to 4 times, and this is where it's really hard to see on camera. My lighting was just a little bit too bright for right now. So here is a look at that background. It stamps beautifully, and I really do love it in this light ink. For the rest of my card, I am going to use this sentiment strips die. This creates these long just strips of cardstock. You could certainly cut it with a paper trimmer, but I really like kind of that beveled edge that the die provides, and I know that these are going to be straight versus my cutting. So I die cut out strips from cherry, red velvet, red hot, fresh asparagus, grass green, key lime, and honey mustard. I picked one strip from each of those piles. I'm going to save those other strips for future cards, and then I'm going to start adhering them to a piece of white cardstock using my Connect glue. I started at the bottom with that honey mustard and just worked my way up, making sure to line them up right next to each other. And this is just a scratch piece of cardstock that I have, so that way they are kind of backed with something when I want to go to attach it to my card front. This piece of cardstock is about 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, so I'm going to flip it over and trim off that excess. Next, I'm going to take that stamped panel and I'm going to die cut it out of the Master Layout 2, so it's going to give me a really nice beveled border and leave me a nice margin on my colored cardstock base that I will be using. Now here is a brand new, beautiful, beautiful set. This is called Fresh Cut Flowers, and these die cuts kind of layer on top of a base piece. So I am taking the base piece of one of the flowers and then the leaves and die cut them from white cardstock. And then I'm taking one of the designs and die cutting that and the leaves from some gold matte cardstock. I have so many ideas going through my head for those flowers and also that background, but I like to start simple. I kind of need to get familiar with the product before I really dive into anything. I layered the back of that stamped panel and also my stripped panel with some really thin foam tape. And then I'm adding this to a card base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's from some pine cardstock, or Christmas pine, I think it was. Gina used to carry it. I apologize. I don't think it's available in the store anymore, but I really liked the dark green cardstock for this kind of Christmas stripes that I have going down the card front. Now, those flower designs are from the fresh cut flowers. I also die cut it 2 more times from white cardstock, and I'm going to layer them together to create a little bit of dimension, and I'm going to add that right to that base right away. The leaves I did not cut extras of because those are going to go behind my flower here, and I really didn't need any more dimension to that because I'm going to add a little bit more dimension with some foam tape. So Each time that I add some of my Connect glue behind these leaves or the flower, I am putting something heavy on top just to let that sit for a moment or two and really secure down to the cardstock. I think these would also be really pretty doing a die cut inlay technique, or even adding these to maybe some light green cardstock and a dark green cardstock. So just playing with your colored cardstock a lot, which I honestly have kind of made a promise to myself lately to really start using more of my colored cardstock because I have a ton of it. So I'm really trying to dig into that stash a little bit more. Now, to add my leaves to the front, I'm just using some of the Connect glue that I have in the fine tip bottle. And then for the flower, it's going to overlap the leaves. So I am taking some of that thin foam tape once again, except I'm just going to add it to one side of the flower, the part of the flower that's going to hang off of the leaves. On the other side that doesn't have the foam tape, I'm going to add a little bit of that liquid glue, which I need to refill my fine tip bottle because I'm running low in there. And then just add that so it's overlapping the leaves. I have the Festive Greetings sentiment sheets that I thought would look really good on the front of this, that kind of pop of black with the white lettering. So I'm die cutting it from the sentiment labels die. I found one of them that fit really well for the sentiment. Die cut that out, and then I also cut out some strips of black onyx cardstock and layered that behind there to add dimension. Now, since these are on kind of a white core cardstock, I went around the edges with a black Copic marker to kind of give it a finished look, and then added liquid glue to that and attached that to the front of the card. Then to finish it off, I am going to add a few of these clear quartz sequence mix that Gina K Designs has. They are some of my favorite. So that's going to finish off my card project for today. I apologize that you couldn't see the background very well in the video, but you can definitely see it in my still pictures, which I will have posted over on my blog. My supply list with everything I used in today's video will be down below in the video description and over on my blog as well. And be sure to check out the rest of the release. There are some amazing new products that I can't wait to play with. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you again real soon.